Hey, besties.
Hello, Halloween Nightmares night.
Boy, what a nightmare.
It was a nightmare, a scoring nightmare.
What even is happening this season? What's going on?
I think it was a living nightmare for me last night. I had a very hard time with last night. We're recording the day after for those of you who are our loyal and avid listeners. We were recording a day after. We needed a night. I needed a night to recover and decompress from the living nightmare that I feel I experienced last night. Others could feel totally different, but anyway, Halloween Nightmares night, each couple performed one unlearned dance inspired by celebrities' biggest fears and darkest nightmares. And I feel it lived up to the nightmare hype.
I, for the first time this season, I felt like this theme night, aside from like Soul Train night, I felt like that one hit pretty good. But from like an overarching theme, I felt better about Halloween night than I did about like Disney night.
Oh, yeah.
Just from like a performance and dance perspective.
Oh, yeah. I'm right there with you. I think it was very well executed, the theme. Very well executed. So it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable watch for some reasons and not enjoyable for others.
That's
But
correct. But before we really hunker down and get into the meat and potatoes of everything that went down last night, let's talk about a couple of housekeeping things. So yesterday was actually Madeline's 6-year live show taping
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yes, it was. 6 years ago, I got selected from the lottery when it was easier to get tickets. I got selected from the lottery on, I believe it was like a Friday before the show went down on a Monday. And I booked a flight from Cincinnati to get to LA. I was also, it was crazy. So I booked a flight by myself, Cincinnati to LA, got a hotel room a couple blocks from the studios. I was there a night early, so I went to the World Series game as well when Boston won the baseball World Series in LA. So I went there by myself, and then I went to Dancing with the Stars by myself on the Halloween show. It was so incredible. I still feel like I was kind of reliving it watching the show last night, thinking about Halloween night overall in general in that theme. And yeah, I don't know. It was amazing. And I wish I could have been there last night instead.
Yeah, I just am so freaking jealous that you have this experience. What is it like to live other people's dream?
Well, I was even thinking tonight. So as I'm watching last night, I was thinking about how whenever I was there that I couldn't vote because you can't have your phone. And then I was wondering if they've changed that. I was wondering if they let people have their phones
I
during commercial break.
I think so because I saw Riley, no, Briley Armstrong, Brandon's wife. She was like posting TikToks and stuff like from the audience.
Yeah, but I wonder if is that like her special privilege, because she's a wag. But I was gonna say it was really cool. You go and you line up. You have to be there at like 1 o'clock. I think they start taping. It's either 4 o'clock or so. I don't really remember all the times because again, I didn't have my phone. They take your phone and they lock it away, and then you wait in these. At the time I did, you wait in these benches that you'll see a lot, and you wait, and some of the stars will come out and high five you. Like Keo came out last time I was there. Val came out and high fived us all. I don't know. It
You
was
have
amazing.
touched Val.
I touched Val. I even
Um,
went with Val and I like locked eyes and smiled.
oh my
I
God.
should seriously talk about that more. But
Yeah, whenever you're having a down day, like how are you ever? I don't want to hear any more complaints from you ever about anything in your life.
well, because I was even saying that like whenever we'll get to it later, but Val was talking to some people when they were getting their scores back last night, and it made me just not feel bad for them anymore because Val was like, "It's okay, baby." So I don't know. Amazing show. I feel like now it's probably so much harder to get a ticket, but I really think that should be bucket list for me and you is to go attend this together.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
No, it's
Oh,
so fun. It's so fun. And then the only picture I have of myself is like this it's like this insane screenshot from a video that my dad took on his phone. And it's before they redid the ballroom. So the ballroom has been redone. They used to have this like balcony that went across that main stage. and I was standing on the balcony, and I had to stand the whole time. And they told me that when they gave me my seat selection, they were like, you have to stand and clap the whole time. You don't get to sit down. Are you okay with that? And I was like, anywhere that I have a great view. And it was so awesome because I could kind of see aerial view of the top of everything and got to see all the stage hands running around. It was amazing. I wish I could go back so bad.
Well, happy Annie. And you saying Ariel right then, I know what you mean, like Ariel, like above from the top. But it made me think of Ariel last week on Disney Night, and we just need
Oh
a
my God.
quick correction. We know that she's a princess, and we're so sorry. Our one collective brain cell that we pass back and forth between each other obviously was not working when we said that there were no princesses. But as Madeline put it, she was in her street clothes.
Yes, she was in her street clothes and in her mute era whenever
Yeah.
we saw her last week. And so we didn't even, I mean, that is so funny that we didn't even realize or catch that at all. We were both like, yeah, no princesses. Aw. And then,
And Jen was like, excuse me.
yeah, no, we were quickly corrected that Ariel, I think was it Emmy that asked us if we don't classify Ariel as a princess? Who asked us in the group?
I can't remember. It might have been Lauren Timlin.
But yes, we do classify Ariel as a princess, and we're so sorry, Ariel, to you and your family for for not calling you a princess. But anyway, sorry guys.
Yes, maybe she was like in that in between era because she wasn't a princess on land at that point, and she was probably
not.
like, you know, with not in a good place with like her dad who is made her a princess in the sea. So like she was probably just like a normal person at that point.
Yeah, she was not currently identifying as a princess in that dance, but I don't know. She was just a girl.
We should have put some respect on her name.
She wanted to be part of our world in that dance. She did not want to be part of her princess world.
That was us respecting her wishes and letting her be just a normal girl for once.
Yes, literally.
You know who's not a normal girl?
Who?
Brooks.
Brooks is not a normal girl.
So next on the docket, also sorry that this is going long, but there's a lot to discuss. So we have to talk about Brooks and Gleb, and we're not going to go super in depth, but like what the hell is going on?
I don't think anyone knows what's going on.
Do they know what's going on?
No, I feel like it's just kind of currently a war of the TikToks, and just they still want to be talked about. So they're going to do everything they can to just make us think the craziest, worst things going on. I don't think they're really at war with each other. Do you?
I don't. No, I don't. And I just, like, it was funny for, like, the first couple of days. We were all like, oh, shit. And then, but, like, just like the showmance, they're forcing it upon us. No one wants this. No one asked for this. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm so lost as to, like, what is happening with, like, Brooks Nader posted the one TikTok of, like, her reviewing, like, her security camera footage at her home after saying that Gleb had lived with her prior to their quote-unquote breakup. But then there were these, like, I'm going to say quote-unquote cops because we only saw them from the back. And I feel like if the police are investigating at your home and you're, like, filming TikToks, they're going to be like, please don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But so she posts that, and then she's been posting more about how she's, like, in witness protection. And I'm like, what even are we talking about anymore?
Because it's not her giving us a clear, story. If she really was in danger or something, that's not funny to joke about or like post on TikTok. Like if people really are coming to your house and following you or something, and it might not even be Gleb or whatever. I don't know what they want us to infer from all of these TikToks, if that makes sense. Like I'm just feeling lost at this point.
Yeah, the messaging is so unclear. Like, I feel like I can follow Gleb's storyline of if I watch his TikToks beginning to end. He's just kind of like being hot and like throwing shade in like a very like cryptic way, but basically saying like, like I'm a fuck boy kind of, but like looking hot while doing like that's like the whole. There's a clear theme. Mm-hmm. Hers is literally so off the wall. Like I have whiplash. Where 1 second she's in like physical danger, which is very scary if it's true, but like also I am confused because it's not funny. Why would you joke about that? One second she's making a TikTok at a restaurant. One second she's making a TikTok at a Halloween party. And like there's no singular thread that like ties them all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And then
are they even all about Gleb? I don't know.
And then in the midst of all of it, her sister posts Instagram with like a carousel of photos, and Gleb's in it, and she's like had a great time last week, and Gleb reposts it to his story. So I'm like, I don't feel like there can be bad blood. Like, I'm just so confused. And also, she did say in a TikTok, I don't know if I believe this is confirmed information or not, but she also said in a TikTok, or inferred in a TikTok, that they got matching tattoos, and that was a bad idea.
Yes, so did, I think Gleb did too in one of his.
So, I mean, good for them.
I don't know. We never saw the tattoo, and at this point, I think they're both little attention seekers, and I don't believe a word that they say. So until I see the tats, they're not real.
I still would put money on that it's a mirror ball, that it's a disco ball. I would. Oh, also, speaking of disco ball, we got a new logo, a new podcast logo.
Yes, we did.
Since last time. Thank you so much, Emily Notch Hazel. She's the best. She is a social media manager, and she's incredible at her job, and I elicited her help, and she came up with a podcast logo for us. She put in so much thought into it, and she gave Katie and I a little presentation when she presented it to us. Seriously, major shout out to you, Emily.
We love it. It's so good. We kept the orange, which like neither of us like orange. I think it was just like one of the free backgrounds, like when we designed this like years and years and years ago, that like popped. And but she used like an actual disco ball image, used the Dancing with the Stars, like not only just the same font, but also like she explained everything to us. Like the Dancing with the Stars has like some words that are smaller and kind of tucked into the side. She like did all of that, like totally went on like a case study analysis and then like applied it to what she designed for us. And we just cannot thank you enough. We think it's so good. We feel so official, and it's nice to like, with this resurgence of like all of the new followers that we've had this season, not just like us because we are the best, LOL, but like Dancing with the Stars as a whole, like I feel like has had this resurgence. And so like I feel like it was the perfect time to kind of get a little refresh and bring us up to speed. So
yeah, I love it.
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Emily.
So we hard launched our new logo this week, and Riley hard launched her new relationship.
Yes, so happy for Riley. She's dating a tight end at USC named Walker Lyons, who
she is.
Seems perfect for her.
They're gorgeous together. They're just like literally like sunshine couple. Like how are they real? Had you seen those rumors that it was going to be Milo?
Yeah, I saw the rumors, but it didn't really track.
No, I didn't see it either, but they look so stunning together, these two. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah, she got her football guy. Okay, Taylor, go get yourself a football guy. I love that.
It's giving Taylor Swift. A tight end and everything. Like, perfect.
True. I love it. Anyway, anything else?
Yes. Happy birthday, Steven. He turned 26 years old on Monday. HBD, we love you, King. Go off.
Birthday episode for Steven, Halloween Nightmares Night.
And the last King that we need to shout out is Jeff Burston.
Oh my God. The dog.
Yes. Which, like, if I were to hear someone talking about Jeff Burston, I'd be like, oh, that must be Alan's dad. Like, Jeff is just such, like, a dad name. But no, it's his tiny dog who's so cute. We had a total plan to bring it up last week and then just forgot and fumbled the bag. So, shout out to you, Jeff. Welcome to the crazy life of being a Dancing with the Stars celeb. We love you.
I love it. Alan makes a great dog dad, I'm sure.
I'm sure. He is obsessed with him, and they're very cute, and they look the same in like a cute way, not a weird way.
A very cute way. Okay, is it time?
It's time.
Okay, Halloween Nightmares Night. We kind of started the night off with this little weird intro of Derek being lured into the ballroom in his nightmares or in his dreams. Derek was acting all spooky, and then it just kind of went into Bruno was in the shower, and yeah.
I was so confused.
Me too.
But hey, okay, sure. They were screaming.
Yeah. he looked down. Him and Bruno do like the look down at his nether regions, and Haley Jean said Derek almost saw Bruno's Tognoli, and I just think that is hilarious.
I did not see that.
She said Derek almost saw Bruno's Tognoli, and I'm sorry, that is so funny.
Oh
That
my
is so
god.
funny.
Oh, I hate it.
And
I hate
then,
it.
so after Derek almost saw Bruno's Tognoli, we get into the Murder on the Dance Floor full opening dance, which I know I probably should have anticipated that as one of the songs for the night, but I was sitting there thinking, what a perfect song for the opener.
It was good. Um, and then we got to see everybody all dressed up except for Alfonso, of course. Julianne was giving Zebra-licious, or like if you picked her up and turned her end over end, like she could hypnotize you.
Or, yeah.
And then Carrie Ann, at first glance, I thought she looked really good. Like, I was like, oh, it's giving like Fran from The Nanny Halloween vibes. I was there for it. And then later I quickly became disgusted just with everything about her as like overall. Derek had the smallest little fangs poking out of his mouth. His hair looked gorgeous though. Oh, Haley Jean did also say, Furry Week was last week, Carrie Ann.
It was. She heard the calls for the furries.
And then I'm unsure what Bruno was supposed to be.
Just sexy. Like, his jacket was so amazing. Like, his, the carousel photo in the Dancing with the Stars official Instagram, his jacket looked so amazing. But the shirt, it was crazy. It was suffocating his nipples.
That one nipple just kept escaping.
Oh my god, it was hilarious. I was looking for the rogue nip every time he was on my screen.
It was staring into my soul, dude.
That had to not be comfortable. Like, that could not be comfortable.
I was just like, oh my god, this is a family network, and this man's nipple is like being squeezed out on television.
I just need to know who got in his earpiece. I was like, Bruno, next commercial break, like, let's pull the lace from around your nipple and straighten your shirt out.
It looked like his nipple had been like crocheted into that top.
No, truly. So anyway, I thought everyone looked fabulous. The makeup was scary on Steven, but everyone else, I was like, everyone else is still giving like sexy.
Yeah, everyone looked good. I was really, Steven was giving the Jason from last season.
Yes, the mummy from last year.
Yes, which was great. No, I like, it's nights like this that costuming really just shows up and shows out, and this is like some Emmy worthy like stuff that they put together to like last night. It was amazing.
Proud of them.
Before we get into this though, super duper fast, I do feel the need to shout out our TikTok. Hi, we're on TikTok at Talk Dirty Dancing to Me. We hope you follow us there. We try our best to come up with some good content, great content, funny content that you guys relate to, because we roll deep in the DWTS TikTok community, I feel like, especially this season. So check us out there. And then if you're new here, hi, welcome aboard. Welcome to the shit show. We're so excited to have you. And then if you hear us reading comments from people and you're like, what are they talking about? There is a group on Facebook called From Lynn the 10 DWTS. It is so much fun. We all get together, and every week during the show, we have a live chat where we all just kind of live react to all the craziness that goes on this show that we love and sometimes love to hate. So yeah, join us there if you are a Facebook user. And also, really quick trigger warning. Hi, this is a trigger warning because I fear this episode may distress you if you are Carrie Ann Inaba or a Carrie Ann Inaba stan. So just keep that in mind. And if you choose to leave now, then we will see you next episode. But it might be not fun for you down the road. So did I cover everything?
I think that's everything. Okay. First dance of Halloween Nightmares Night. a fan favorite, Alona and Alan. They had a tango to Psycho Killer.
Okay. I really liked the way that they tied in the Halloween theme, like the Michael Myers theme, with the chorus of this song, which I don't know. I don't think I've ever listened to this song in its entirety, like, so maybe that's already in there.
Right.
Um, but I thought that was really good. I thought it was very strange that, like, they kept referring to her fear as psycho killers
Right.
instead of just like killers
Killers.
or
Yeah.
like serial killers or like murderer. Like, I mean, I don't know. It was just very, they just kept being like, I'm afraid of psycho killers. And I was like, okay, sure. Yeah.
But also, who isn't afraid of killers?
I don't know. That's a good question. Um, I think the biggest, so I went from like a really high to a really low because when I watched this, my initial thought was that was so hot.
Yes.
This was by far her best. Like, she does very well with the slower dances. So like she did a really good Viennese waltz. She did a really good
Rumba.
rumba. And so, but she typically is a little struggles a little bit more in your quicker tempo dances. I was so proud of her. This was her best faster dance by far. She was slaying it. She was in character, but I was disappointed because the problem was that the theme was so inconsistent. I didn't know what character she was. Like, we started off with like the purge situation with like the purge mask. She takes it off. Then she's got like the baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, a la like that guy in The Walking Dead, I guess. And then that goes away, and she's just like a hot 80s-esque prom
Yeah.
queen, question mark?
Yeah. It was not my favorite theme. It felt cheap. I thought they were like, let's just give her a baseball bat and a mask and pretend that she's killed these two guys and then is about to kill Alan. But that's where I'm just so frustrated because I'm so with you. Technicality wise, best dance. I thought I was so impressed by the dance. I was immersed by the dance, but she went first. It was not a high production value because her
No, no, no,
her
no.
theme was just not cohesive. So her production value compared to everyone else's was low. Her dance steps and her technique higher than a lot of people that went tonight. I loved seeing them practice. She's like, go again, Alan, go again. I want to keep going. Like, she's even wearing him down in practice. She hit that dance. There was nothing wrong with the dance.
Mm-hmm.
The performance was not great. The lights were on. Okay? The lights were on in the
Yes,
ballroom.
yes.
So it's like no one's going to have that same cinematic effect as some of these other dances are going to have. Like, it just wasn't I don't know. It was a great dance for any other night, but for whatever reason, the judges told her too. They said, we want more content from you. We want more dance from you. We want you to dance. She danced from start to finish.
Yes.
And she hit every single mark. She hit every bit of the choreography she was given, and then she was underscored.
Right. And it was like, we always talk about it, like, we kind of expect that for like the first dance of the night, but like, just the way that the rest of the scores went throughout the night, my heart like broke for her because I thought, and here's also the problem that like leads back to 8 Gate that we have had kind of the
Mm-hmm.
last 2 weeks is that, did I think that this was a 10 dance? No, I did not. Did I think that this was better than last week? Absolutely, I did. But
Yeah.
because you gave literally every single person last week an 8, you've like kind of handicapped her scoring at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you come out and give her a 9 to start the show, what? Then everyone else is you're forcing the hand for other people who are better to automatically get a 10. And that, I get it, but I'm also just really frustrated. And I'm frustrated because they didn't keep that same level of critique the entire night through. But I do feel like a lot of it is because the production value felt so lackluster. Like, there are dances that happened later in the evening that like were more well produced, even though the actual content of the dance was not
Good.
up to snuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so she gets all 8s. Derek even says, 8's our favorite number. And I'm like, I was so angry. I wanted to jump through the screen. I mean, her dance last week got higher scores, and this week's dance was just better. But anyway, I digress. I would be here all day if I had to talk about this forever. 24 out of 30 for Ilona.
I have 2 comments. Shia Gibbons said, "Are you guys enjoying watching our favorite show together, Aiding with the Stars?" And I hope I'm saying this right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Anayeli Moreno, she said, "My Halloween nightmare is these damn 8s."
Same.
Oh, and then I was like, I don't know. My Halloween nightmare wouldn't have been 8s if they had like had consistency, but that's fine. Whatever.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I have to stop myself. Okay, next up, Dwight and Daniela, they had a contemporary dance to Ring Around the Rosie.
Okay. So before we get specific to Dwight, I just want to kind of give my thoughts on something that I've seen all over Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, basically everywhere since last night. A little bit over the kind of past couple of weeks, but specifically last night. So let's talk about lifts. It takes so much talent and strength and control and practice to achieve a lift that looks effortless. I don't think that they're a cop-out because they're not easy, and if you don't do it correctly, it looks worse than if you don't do it at all. They're not automatically amazing. And I think women, when like female stars are lifted in a performance and kind of twirled around or whatever, no one like is like, oh, well, she was just flying through the air for half the dance. But then for men, they're like, oh, well, they just threw her in the air for half the dance. So I just don't really get that. And then I'm also like, do y'all just like want to be bored? Like, do y'all want to, if y'all want to see 2 people with their feet on the ground the whole time, that's fine. But like, then everybody's going to be like, they didn't do anything. It wasn't fun. And like, yes, to some extent, I think that lifts can be a crutch, but you have to be able to do them well for them to serve you well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm so tired of people being like, well, all they did was lifts, blah, blah, blah. It's not easy. At one point last night, Dwight was holding Daniela straight up and down with his arms extended away from his body. Do you know how strong you have to be to do that? Like, that is not easy, okay? And also, and this like kind of goes for Danny as well, not just like in this, like, and also Joey, because we saw Joey later on struggle with his lifts because that's not his strength. Like, it's not that easy. So all that to say, yes, Dwight, and I think Danny to some extent, but we'll talk about him in a minute, struggle more with the footwork piece, but they have realized their strength is in their lifts. And so, no duh, as a pro, you're going to be like, let's play to your strengths. And instead of giving you a lot of footwork that is not your strong suit, I know that you can lift me like a son of a bitch. So here, we'll put a bunch of that in here. And I don't understand why everyone's upset about it. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm stepping off my soapbox.
I was going to say, wow. Yeah. And I feel like I'm going to have more to say about that when we get to Danny, but yeah, I agree with you. A lot of parts of that, I agree with you. For where I struggle sometimes and can see where people have complaints. And I'm so with you. I want to be entertained. Halloween night, entertain the shit out of me. I don't care what you do. I want to see you throw people around 24/7. But there are some dance styles, like a contemporary, where lifts are a lot more common. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When I see a contemporary on the screen, I'm like, I can't wait to see what lifts they do. I can't wait to see what crazy shit they do.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight's contemporary was amazing. Daniela, it was not just the choreography either. This is where we have Alona's where the lights are on, and then we go straight to Dwight, who's been in character all night, staring down cameras, so ready to go, like acting like he's about to play in the championship game. He was so ready. I had full body chills from this dance. Daniela's incredible. It's so hard not to compare Dwight to Iman in this Halloween dance, but so I'm going to kind of compare the two. It was very similar where it had amazing tricks. It was amazing for TV. I feel like if you're in the live audience for this dance, it might not hit the same, but it hit hella well for a TV viewer, and we're the ones who get to vote. So good for us. not a ton of content, but like dance moves wise, tons of lifts and all that and
Yeah.
tricks, but not a ton of content. But the content that he did do, he hit perfectly. So
Yes.
I think it was an amazing dance. I probably wouldn't have given it a 10, but I think that it was an amazing Halloween night dance and it was Dwight's best dance of the year.
I
And,
totally agree.
and Daniela is honest with him at the beginning of this and she says, "Hey, Dwight, you haven't hit a dance since week 1. If you want to stay in this
Yes.
competition, you have to hit tonight." And he came in and he hit the dance. So for that, great job, Dwight. Claps from me. Very impressed with that dance. You did amazing.
Yes. It was so creepy. It was so scary and unsettling. And I agree with you. Like, a lot of it, like, he was in the shadows, like, lurking about, doing whatever. So, like, I think that Amon's Halloween Contemporary was definitely a lot more dance-centered. But Dwight just isn't as strong, and so good for Danny for choreographing to his strengths. But the arm movements that he did, there were some really cool things that he did do, like you said. And he was so locked in. Like, here's the other thing, too, is that a dance may not technically be difficult, like quote unquote difficult. These are all hard as shit, I'm sure. But like it may not have a lot of quote unquote dance content. But if you lock in and commit like he did, like I believed every second of that dance.
Very good. I loved it.
So I think that is what can sell a score more so than just like, oh, he did every single step on my contemporary checklist. And then when they were interviewed at the end and like when they stopped and Daniela was like so emotional, Dwight was so emotional, they're crying. I teared up and Brennan was next to me and he was like, "Are you for real crying at Halloween?" And I was like, "I need you to like go do something away from me. Like I love you so much, but like this is my me time right now." I'm being emotional about this. I was just so proud of them. I was so proud that they pulled it off.
Yeah. And this is almost a night where I wish everyone had a contemporary or a jazz
Yes.
because I don't think it's fair to judge something with a high production value against something that's super technical. But anyway, I got to digress or I'll be here all night. So scores. Dwight gets a 10 from Carrie Ann, a 9 from Derek, and a 9 from Bruno for a total score of 28 out of 30.
This scoring didn't bother me, honestly. I could have gotten there, especially because I personally don't think Dwight will be around after this next week. So this is probably the only 10 he's going to get. Like, I'm not trying to be a
I love
hater.
being proved wrong. We do. I
Yes,
love that.
and
I love that.
I love them, but just based on what we've seen from him throughout the competition thus far, I don't think he's got it in him at this point. However, prove me wrong, I'll eat my words happily. But I was fine with these scores. What did you think?
All 9s for me. But,
Yeah.
that's all right. I love it. I love a Halloween night 10. So whatever. But it was all 9s for me. So.
Allison Lee commented in the chat and said, "Somewhere out there, Brooks is like, I actually got the first 10." And I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Which you know how I feel about that. But
I know. But for this case, let's laugh at her. No, I'm just
so
kidding.
good for Dwight, but also good for Dwight. Whatever. Good for Dwight. Okay. Next up, Danny and Whitney. They had an Argentine tango to Poison.
First thing, I didn't realize that he went undrafted into the NFL. That's
Me
very
either.
surprising to me.
I had no clue.
But yeah, so Danny talked about his past and being the underdog, and he's afraid of snakes. He was handling a giant snake during rehearsals. So in the chat, there were plenty of Danny snake handling inappropriate jokes going around, which is very fun.
Katie's scared to go through this one because she knows how much I hated this dance.
Yeah, but like, so normally Madeline will like dislike something and just be like, "That was not my favorite." She hated the shit out of this dance to a point where I was like, okay.
Spoiler alert.
Like aggressive hatred. And I was like, damn, I've never seen you so upset about a dance since like Allison last season.
I'm also like, it's that very special time of the month for me right now where I'm so hormonal, and I don't know what it was, but something set me off after the scoring happened with this dance, and after this dance happened, and after everyone was loving it in the chat, and it just set me off like so irrationally. And I can admit that because I'm able to laugh about it today. But anyway,
But it was my Halloween nightmare last night because she was being horrifying.
and not mean to Katie, mean about Danny.
No. And I was like, okay, hey, guess he didn't score himself, bestie. Like he just went out there and did his best. Like he's okay.
Yeah.
So here are my thoughts though.
Go ahead.
I thought that one, I was disappointed that he was like the snake handler. I felt like his outfit was kind of a cop out. Whitney looked amazing though. Although, hey, you know my political campaign is Sheer Shirts 2025, so a vote for me is a vote for that. I agree with you at the beginning where he is like in that little room with the two other girls. Like he's not really doing anything. I don't think it did him any favors. And then the first move when when they walk out onto the like dance floor, there's like a huge ass missed hand grab that goes on for like so long. I was watching it happen and I was like, oh my God, like no. But he definitely struggles at the beginning. But then after that first big lift that he does where he puts her in back of him and then brings her back to the front. After that, he I think got it back under control, kind of his nerves calmed down, and then I think he did a really good job for the remainder of the dance. But I think, again, the lifts, amazing, phenomenal. I will say I was disappointed in both Argentine tangos tonight because they just don't hit like they used to. Like,
yeah,
the sexy content is just not there the way it normally is. But I think the second half of this dance was so much better than the first that I was still pleased with it overall, but I definitely did not agree with the judging at all. So everyone gird your loins because here comes anti Danny Madeline.
Okay, it's funny because I'm not even going to be that harsh. I've had a night to sleep on it. This dance is 1 minute and 18 seconds long from start to finish. The first 32 seconds of the dance, I timed this. The first 32 seconds, Danny is standing in the closet doing absolutely nothing. He's being danced on and danced around. So then when he comes out, he makes that major hand grab like Katie said. It looks like a glitch on your TV screen.
It was so bad.
And it wouldn't bother me so much had that not, I don't know, that just really set me off. Because I thought, wait a second, guys, like he hasn't even danced yet, and his first 10 moves, he's not doing right. Okay, now, lifts, like Katie said. Extremely, extremely impressive. Danny has the best lifts of everyone who is left. I will put respect on Danny's name for that. Incredible lifts. Very underwhelming dance overall. The half that Katie talks about where he does well, that again, that's half of a dance. He does half of a dance well. So his scoring being almost perfect is extremely crazy for me, especially because I felt like he was just so flat on his feet the whole dance, and he was just so off. I think Danny's great. Y'all know that. But I feel like Danny's last 3 dances have all looked the same to me. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like everyone gave Phaedra so much shit for not moving and dancing. I was one of those people who gave her that shit. And go rewatch this dance if you think it was super, super amazing, because he just really didn't dance. But yeah, I feel like it was an all 8s dance. And I even wrote that down before we even got the scores. I was like, this is giving all 8s. If we're giving all 8s, this is an all 8 dance. And then he gets a 10, and I could have literally spontaneously combusted.
It was scary.
I could have combusted.
So I was talking to her like in a sidebar chat, like via text. I was just like, that was pretty good. And she's like, I'm gonna lose my shit. I was like, Oh my God. Like she needed to be like exercised or something.
Yeah,
Like
I
it
did.
was scary.
Because it just isn't fair. It's just not,
No,
it's not
no.
fair.
No, I agree with you because while I do think you're being a little harsh, like he did a lot. There were like not at the first half, don't get me wrong, but the second half they moved up and down the dance floor. There was the Argentine tango, the hip twist, there were the leg interlocking pieces that happened. Like there was content in there. He didn't just stand
One leg interlock, one.
one leg interlock, but he also did a knee lift on one. He did a really beautiful pivot on both feet. So put some respect on his name, okay? Okay.
Hey, I gave him the respect for the lifts, and that's the only thing that impressed me at all through this dance was the lifts. The only thing that impressed me last week in his martial arts routine was his lifts. His contemporary was his best dance, and that was 2 weeks ago. And that was even really, lift heavy, which, like, good. I mean, that's his strength. Just like we said earlier, that's his strength. But in a dance that's a minute and 20 seconds long, I don't want only 30 seconds of it to be good. I
No,
want the whole
I'm
thing to
with
be
you,
good.
but he also didn't just stand there. There was movement. So
I think you go back and watch that dance and compare it with Phaedra's. I think he's standing a lot. He is standing there a
no,
lot.
I watched it 3 times already, buddy. Bestie,
Okay.
sweetie, angel. He definitely moves once he gets his shit together, but that's okay. This is me and Madeline never fight, so if you're uncomfortable, we're uncomfortable.
No, I mean I have never felt more right about something than this, honestly, on this show. Like I feel like I really am never a contrarian to what the popular opinion is. But like this really just irked me. Especially once the scoring came out, it just really, 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 really irked me.
No,
Because
and
it isn't fair to judge someone on one thing and like hotness and impressiveness on one part of the dance and get a 10. Like
no,
when
it's getting Gene Simmons. I'm with you. The scoring is a disaster.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the scoring. So Carrie Ann gives Danny a 10 as she's like choking on her spit and teeth. Then Derek gives him a 9 and Bruno gives him a 9.
I thought that this was like 8s. Maybe if you want to give him a 9 to mix it up, fine. But I think this was on par with Alona. Like, I don't think that this was like leaps and bounds. Like, I don't think this was some amazing thing. I did not like this was one of his weaker dances to me. I think almost his week 1 tango was better than this because his confidence is lacking, and now that everyone's getting better, it's starting to show that his footwork is his problem area.
Yeah.
But I still think that he is a better dancer and has become a better dancer than other people in the competition.
Oh, and I'm right there with everyone that he is a dark horse. He's so much better than I expected. And I meant to end on a pro for Danny about the lifts. The way that he puts her down so lightly, and everyone else who had lifts tonight, they're like dropping them at the end. Seriously. They are literally dropping them. The way Whitney is just like glides into the next move, it is very, very impressive. So his lifts are a 10. His dancing skills are not a 10 to me. I think it should have been an all 8 dance, but it was a 28 out of 30. So
yeah,
good for Danny.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jen and Sasha. They had a contemporary to Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo.
Jump scare in this was Allison showing up.
I love that Allison came to help. I don't really know what she was helping with, but
she wouldn't be my lifeline that I was going to call.
No, it did hit me. Oh yeah, she played a vampire on TV, but that really doesn't have anything to do with a contemporary vampire on Dancing with the Stars.
And then do you remember her Halloween vampire outfit where she looked crazy? She could have been in that Domingo music video.
Literally.
Except worse.
So I think this was a good performance. I think she looked beautiful, even though she looked scary. I mean, her hair is just gorgeous. It had some good moments. It had some awkward moments. I felt like she was just off on the musicality parts. I thought there were parts that were powerful and believable, and then some parts she was just kind of stumbling around. Again, back to the lifts, like it just kind of looked like she was falling everywhere instead of being graceful. Yeah, so it had good qualities, but not my favorite dance. Too bouncy for a spooky contemporary. I didn't mind the cover of a vampire. Am I crazy?
I just wasn't really paying that much attention to it. I think this is one of the worst weeks of covers we've had this season because the music
Okay.
has been so much better. But this
Yeah.
week stood out to me, not necessarily this dance because I can't remember, but like the covers I remember last night were not my favorite.
Yeah.
Um, I think the problem with Jen trying to do something more emotional like a contemporary is that she just doesn't unlock that deeper level, which is fine. She's so cute and fun and bubbly and bouncy, but like it just doesn't hit the same when it's not like coming from like deep inside. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was just like missing something for me to like really sell it.
Yeah.
I thought she looked beautiful. Her dress was so pretty.
Yeah.
She was stunning. I think the troupe actually hurt her in this because I
They
was not
outshined her.
I was not paying attention to her.
Mm.
Some of the like a couple of the lifts were really pretty, others were just kind of fumbled. This was one of my was one of my least favorite dances of the night, unfortunately. Because I do like Jen, and I think she and Sasha are dating. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. Brendan shipped them, and I will not be left off of that train again. So I ship them as well. Sorry, everyone. But the thing that I want to talk about more than anything was Carrie Ann's rude ass judging comments to her.
Yeah. At this point, Carrie Ann, we have realized she's given out 2 10s already at this point, and she's on some sort of like
Power
high.
trip.
Yeah, like some sort of like high. And she's telling Jen, you've asked for 9s, but you have to earn a 9. Remember when I told you that you have to earn a 9? Well, guess what? You've earned a 9. And it's like, oh my. And then Alfonso says, well, I guess we know what score you're getting.
But like she
With the
literally like the audience was dead ass silent behind her. She goes, "You asked for a 9. Well, guess what? You have to earn a 9." And everyone was like, "Are you why didn't you just walk up and spit in her face?" Like it was so rude. And like it wasn't like she was bitching in her package being like, "I can't believe they won't give me a 9." Meh, meh, meh. She was just like, "I really want to get a 9. Like I hope we can pull it off." And then she's like, "Oh, you want a 9?"
hot tour.
Hook to her. I was pissed. I was like, okay, Carrie Ann. But then did she get a 9? Nay, nay.
Well, she did from others. So anyway, we get to the scores. Carrie Ann gives her a 10. Then Derek a 9, Bruno a 9 for a 28 out of 30, which felt extremely overscored. So then I'm like kind of starting to panic because I'm like, Joy and Daniela, Danny and Whitney, and Jen and Sasha all have the same score so far. That's wild.
And
And
then
Alona
at this
is
point, Alona's in the background of the skybox, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, she is probably having the biggest mental, just like,
it's a
holy
mental
shit.
game. Yeah.
Yes. Like, oh my God, every single person after me has gotten a 10. I'm the only, she's the only person all night, spoiler alert, who got even 1 8.
And she got 3 of them, and she's the only person who did not get a 10 all night.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Next up.
And this is not even, just really quick, this is not even because we're like, yes, Alona is the best dancer. I don't think she's the best dancer. I think she's a great person and I really love her. But like, this is not consistent and that's why it's such a problem.
Yeah, and it's just a curse to go first. It's a curse. Okay. Next up, Joey and Jenna. They had an Argentine tango to Ramalama.
So Sarah, our friend Sarah Maloof was talking about this song. She was like, this isn't even music. And I was like, don't let anyone hear you say that because this song is a big ass deal in like the dance, like reality show
In the dance
competition
community.
world.
In the dance community.
It's like super iconic. So we get it. We know what it is. So don't associate us with her if you've ever heard of it. We did find another thing that Joey is not able to pull off, and it was that mustache. Ew.
So bad.
They looked the part so well though. Like the way that they did his hair with like the waves from like the 19 like 20s.
Mhm.
amazing. Like, they looked phenomenal. I loved in the, where the British man normally comes in and says, "Dancing the Argentine tango
I
with
loved
his
that. That was
partner,
cool.
Jenna Johnson. It's Joey Graziadei." And they got to do it as, like, ventriloquist dolls. So
V
fun.
very cool.
So cool. He has the footwork piece that Danny is missing. He moves much more naturally than Danny does. Like, he just has it. He though needs Danny's lift skills
Uh-huh.
because he struggles and looks very unnatural doing that piece.
Right. I was really blown away by his technicality. I thought it was such a creepy dance. It was another dance with the lights on. So I was like, okay, lights are back. But it fit the theme. They had a great theme.
Yes.
They had theme from start to finish. They were believable from start to finish. Footwork, 10 times better, 10 times more, and just 10 times more content than Danny's Argentine Tango.
Yes.
However, I am right there with you. He looked weak compared to Danny. I'm so sorry, Joey. But it looked like he was going to drop her 3 times. And it was making me
Or
nervous.
or tump over. There was one part where he's doing a spin, and I think it was when Jenna was basically doing the splits, but like vertically.
Yes.
And he's spinning her around. I thought he was going to like fall over. He was
Yeah.
so unsteady. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. But he pulled it
Da-
off.
Danny has whoa, I'm so sorry. Joey has has the has the body control and the technique control that a lot of the others don't have. But the unstable lifts, like it wasn't all there. So I wasn't blown away by this. I did not think that this dance deserved a 10 at all, even though it was a great dance. So the scores. Carrie-Anne a 10, Derek a 9, Bruno a 10. 29 out of 30, highest score so far.
So I could have gotten there for 110 for this dance just because the sheer like entertainment value of like there's something about a song that goes with a theme. The theme is like perfectly executed. It hits what it needs to hit. That performance piece can cover up some hiccups for me to get me to a 10. But this is just me. Like
Yeah,
this is my thing. Like if it's an amazing performance, I can forgive a couple like little hiccups. So
right.
I could have seen one, but I don't think that it was 2 10s. I think it was a 10, 2 9s, especially considering everything else that's gotten a, but so compared to other people, I could see why it's a 10, a 9, a 10. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just that same thing with like we've started something that is we're just like digging our grave here and it's kind of becoming a mess. Is this the dance where Carrie-Anne climbed up on the desk and showed us her kibbles and bits?
I think so. Yeah.
That was unfortunate. Derek was shocked and horrified and clutching his pearls as we all were at home.
And is this when she also took part of the like floral arrangement and put
And
the
put it
skull in her mouth?
yes. Hmm.
So we're
And then like
losing
did a kick to the audience.
we're losing the professionalism here. Like this is not it's almost like if SNL picked up Dancing with the Stars as a skit, which they might do after last night. That really just felt so weird and out of pocket. And that's when I was kind of started to think, like, did she take something? Like,
It was
she's.
like some drunk PTA moms sat around and watched a video tape of like the Chippendales.
Yeah. And, we've given Carrie-Anne a lot of heat, but I feel like we've tried to be pretty tame, but I think we'll go even harsher on her later. But like at this point, I was just so fed up with her that I just was kind of like, well, I'm not taking any of your score seriously for the whole night, including everyone's. I don't think anyone's score is accurate from you
No,
tonight.
no. And honestly, like I try so hard every year because I am the first to be a Carrie-Anne hater. Not because I think that she's a bad person or that, God knows that we support women, we try. But like I try so hard to come in with a good attitude every year, and every year we get to a point where she pulls some stupid shit like this and I'm like, "See? See, this is why. This is why I get all pissed off and I say that you stink because I mean, you're proving it in front of everyone. It's so embarrassing. You should be embarrassed.
Well,
Literally, there are articles online today talking about the backlash that she is receiving. Like, you would think that Gene Simmons was a guest judge again with the backlash that people have for Carrie Ann. And that is so shameful because you've been on this show for so long. You should know better and you should have some respect, not only for yourself, but for this show.
for
Thank you.
33 seasons, this show has had the same judges, and I've never really, besides, obviously now we have Derek instead of Lynn, but like Carrie Ann and Bruno have been staples on the show for so long, and now after last night I was kind of like, you know what, for the first time I'd be okay with change. Like,
Yeah.
for the first time I would be okay, because I can't take you seriously. You're not giving actual feedback. You're just choking on like your words here. You're not making any sense, and
It's like you're
now
doing this for the bit, not
and
to help these people become better dancers.
yeah, it's like, are you trying to be clickbait? Because honestly, babe, it's not hitting, and it's just a little bit embarrassing. And it's taking the credibility out of the show. Like, you're supposed to be judging ballroom dancing. What are you doing? What are you doing? So, anyway, yeah.
Just really quick, Jenna Ladyhin said, okay, someone get this cat and heat out of the ballroom. And I think that we could all agree with that, because even like it was so embarrassing that her fellow judges sitting next to her are like, what the fuck is going on?
And
Like,
it's Bruno's bit to be goofy and crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's Bruno's thing, but he doesn't do it in a. It's almost not offensive because it's Bruno. Like, it's just so goofy. Sometimes you don't even really know what he's saying. But like, getting up there and spreading your bits all over the judges table is like kind of cuckoo. It's kind of
well,
cuckoo.
and I feel like that is authentically who Bruno is. Like, I think that that is 1000% his personality. It always has been. And like, it feels legitimate. And even when he's like, oh, yes, it's so sexy. Take your top off. Show us your booty. Like, whatever. He still finds at least one thing to say that's like, now don't forget, while you're showing us your booty to XYZ, whatever. Like, he always has something. She's just like completely unhinged, and not in a fun, silly way. Like in a, oh my God, sis, are you okay? Do we need to call someone to pick you up after this because you should not drive?
Because the other thing is, like, you don't want to be, just like I feel like I'm going to give her shit in a little bit for being harder on the girls tonight. I don't want to just be hard on her because she's a woman. I feel like, yeah, she's got to hold her weight, hold her own. Things can come off differently when a woman says them. We all know that. We understand that. We live that every day, being women in the professional world. We get it. However, what you did last night was just not really representative of who she was and what the show is. And yeah, it was a masterclass in how not to be professional.
It was a PR nightmare.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we had Steven and Riley. They had a contemporary to I Ran.
Okay. He was locked and loaded.
I loved it.
This was the first time this entire season that he absolutely nailed it. The timing, yes. He was absolutely correct. I will say there were maybe two individual, 2 to 4 count spots where he did just kind of walk from point A to point B and like lost the character a little bit. But overall, I mean, oh my God, Riley, let's give her flowers here, because she absolutely crushed it with this choreography. Also, she should get bangs. Hello. Those were amazing. You were banging, sis.
I know. Not everybody can bang, and she was banging last night.
She was banging. No, I was so proud of Steven. Like, our little baby Steve. Like, I feel like he's just this pure, like, he came out and he slayed the house down. There was this one move that they did, I don't even know what you would call it, where they're like crawling on their with their hands behind them, and their legs are out straight in front of them, and they have their toes pointed up to the ceiling, and they're like sliding on their heels. I'd never seen anything like it. It, like, my mouth was open, like catching flies. I was just like, oh my God. Like, he did it. He had his moment, the moment we've been waiting for from him.
Yes, and they made that dance look very easy. And I think with someone like Steven, who's our Olympic gymnast, okay, you can kind of be like, oh, too many tricks. Like a lot of people would say that when it was Laurie and Simone and who was the other gymnast they had on? Oh, Sean
Um,
Johnson. Sean
yeah.
Johnson. Like you could there was a lot of times where like they're doing backflips and cartwheels and aerials or whatever, and like that can be overdone. But I felt like she really did not overdo it with his abilities, and she only does things that she too can also do besides the
Hmm.
pommel horsing stuff. But I liked that they gave us a little bit of perspective on how he has no depth perception and it's hard for him to dance side by side, like out of his peripheral vision. But I loved when he said, it did not hold me back. It didn't hold me back at the Olympics and it's not going to hold me back now. Like he wasn't making excuses for himself. He's just kind of saying like, yeah, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't freaking see.
I know, thank you for answering our question. He must have been listening to the pod because we've been asking, like, Steve, tell us about your eyesight. Like, not because we want to, like, get all up in your business, but, like, seriously, like, you did the Olympics without glasses. Like, what's the
Right.
deal?
Right. So besides Dwight's dance giving me full body chills and just like really hitting for me, this dance was my favorite dance before the next one. Um, I thought it was sickeningly good. I think he performed it so well. He gave us everything. You can tell he's so not a trained dancer, but you can tell he is trying so hard, and I was obsessed. I loved this dance. I think it was amazing.
Yes, it was. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it ugly. I think this was by far his best dance, and I'm afraid it may be the best he will ever do.
Ooh, okay, hot take.
Not
Hot
because
take.
not because I think that he's incapable, but just this was so everything that he has like been good at this whole season basically in one dance, and you didn't really have to worry about timing as much or
Mhm.
rhythm or musicality as much. It was just a performance.
Yeah.
And I think that that is going to serve him well. And like when we get back into more of the dancey styles, that's not where he shines as
I
much.
I feel that. So it was a great dance for him. So again, Carrie gives him a 10, Derek a 9, and Bruno a 9 for a 28 out of 30.
She said some really out of pocket something here too, because I just have written down Carrie Ann WTF, but I don't know what it was.
Maybe this is when she was putting the skull in her mouth. I really don't know. I stopped commenting and like taking notes of her stuff.
Oh no, this is when she got on the table. This is
Okay.
when.
Okay. Okay. This is when she spread the bits.
Yeah,
Correction.
showed everyone her kibbles and bits.
Oh man. Which is just weird to do for Steven, but whatever.
Yeah,
Not our sweet Steven. Please leave him alone.
yeah. He did. No one asked to see
Graham.
that. Get out of here. Steven was like, I should have taken my glasses off for this.
No,
For this
seriously.
judging. But Annabelle Forward in the Facebook group pointed out that this was Riley's first 10 as a pro.
Which is so well deserved. She's done a
Yes.
really, and she did a good job with Harry too. Like she really
She
did her
did.
best.
She made the best out of what she had to work with.
And she's doing that with Steven. I mean, she's really killing it. This is, I made this note too in my head. I forgot to write this down, but I'm so glad I remembered. I think they have my favorite partnership, like actual partnership. I feel like those two have the most fun in practices. They probably giggle the most, and I don't know. They just are so sweet, and I love watching them. So
They're best buds.
best buds. How'd you feel about the score? I mean, I feel like I'm happy he got a 10 because I'm happy Riley got a 10. I just wish it didn't come from Carrie Ann.
Same, because guess what? It doesn't mean anything. Because she gave literally every single person except for a select 2 tens tonight. So basically everybody gets a 10, so it means nothing. It's not special.
Speaking of Chandler and Brandon, they had a Viennese waltz too. Secret.
Her look, dude,
Best one. Best
the
one.
the hair, makeup, costuming, they did our girl so right. She looked incredible.
So
Amazing.
it was literally just like from the show. Like in the intro package, do you remember
Mm-hmm.
when Pretty Little Liars first came out and
I
it was
do.
like so ASMR. Like they're opening the box of the doll and they're cleaning the doll off and the doll has the crack around her eye. I mean, incredible. She looked amazing.
Yes. It was gorgeous. This was so creepy. I loved how it started off and she was like on a music box. This
Oh,
was probably the best Viennese waltz I've seen in recent years. Like
mm-hmm,
this,
mm-hmm.
not only was this my favorite dance of the night, this was my favorite dance in like a long time.
Wow.
It was it was truly the most beautiful, creepy, haunting. Oh my god, it was so good. The song, the performance was there, every single piece about it. I was nervous because she had a prop, and I did notice the one thing I didn't
Yes.
like was when she had to put
Yes.
it in that pocket.
Only thing I didn't like.
Right.
The
And then
only
she
thing.
did, for like a tiny millisecond, fall out of one of her spins moving into the next move at one point during the dance. And I only noticed it on like the 70th time that I watched this because it's amazing. And so literally aside from the pocket situation, there was nothing about it that I didn't like. It
You
was everything.
you know it's bad when you're watching the dance and you're like, the only thing she messed up on is putting her little blade in the side pocket of her dress.
And she
Like,
didn't even mess up. It was just a little awkward.
right. And like, what the hell? That dance was insane. Okay. Beautiful, creepy, agree with absolutely everything that you said. I didn't even really see a mess up at all besides the little blade thing. And then I felt like maybe when she was coming off of the music box, she looked a little awkward, but I think that was her playing the part of a
Yes,
doll. Like,
she had the stiff movements when she needed to. Like she would pull those out here and there in
right,
between like the beautiful Viennese waltz. Sorry, go ahead.
right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like at this point, I'm just kind of looking, I'm trying to figure out what could possibly have gone wrong because I really just don't think anything did. Okay. What this dance had that Alona's didn't for a more difficult dance was the entertainment. So a waltz, very technical, very difficult, can be kind of boring. Not obviously not always, and it typically isn't on the show, but it is not a fast-paced, really creepy Halloween dance. It's not a contemporary. It's very different. This had entertainment value from start to finish. It had movement from very start to finish. You did not have to guess for a second what part she was playing. Okay? And she was the star of the dance, not Brandon. And that is very impressive to do, especially in a waltz when you're not the professional. In a lot of waltzes, it's easier for the guy to kind of hide behind the girl doing the pretty movements. Chandler looks like she's a professional.
Mm-hmm.
That dance, the dance blew me away. We can go ahead and get to the scoring because this is just like where I was losing my mind again.
Yeah,
She,
if you think that you might like Carrie Ann, I urge you to skip ahead for either skip ahead or just like come back next week because it's about to get dicey.
okay, Carrie Ann scores a 9. Everyone is shocked. I think Brandon could have passed out, honestly. Like I think in that moment Brandon was like, I cannot beat her. Like I cannot beat you. I cannot beat you. There's nothing more Chandler could have done. And at that exact moment Chandler's like, Carrie Ann, what are you talking about? Please help me. Like, what are you saying? Oh, it's cuz I rewatched it today and I sent Katie the recording from the video of like Carrie Ann just kind of mumbling. Just she does not
She had nothing to say. She couldn't even defend her own damn score. And Chandler asked it so sweet, so in earnest. She was like, "Okay, no problem. What can I do to improve because I want to get better?" And she cannot answer her because she knows that what she did is wrong.
Carrie Chandler's literally like, Carrie Ann, she goes, what do I need to do? Tell me. Tell me, Carrie Ann, please tell me. And then Derek stands up and is like, look at me, Chandler. That was amazing. There's nothing else you could do. That was amazing. And like Derek hadn't given out a 10 all night. And so that's just kind of when it was like, okay, that's when you know it was really good. And
Well,
then
and the fact
Bruno,
that
of course.
when Derek said that, it like Carrie Ann was still in frame. She's like fiddling with her paddles over to the side, like
She was drunk.
she should be embarrassed because that is absolute buffoonery. You look like a big dumb idiot on national TV. Like when you climbed up on the table, we were like, okay, no one asked for this, no one wants this, but like it's Halloween, whatever, be a little kooky, okay, sure, whatever. This point, everyone is like straight to jail.
Wait,
Literally.
yeah, at this point, it's like, wait a second, show your bias a little better. Like, you couldn't show your bias any better. Guess what? Guess what? This is, hey, and I still don't think Hannah Brown was the best on her season, but this is exactly what Carrie Ann did to Hannah Brown.
Yeah, she
It's
just
exactly.
allows people to. I got in trouble for saying this last year. Someone said that it was rude, but
So we won't say it. So we won't say the word, but you can guess what the word is.
It starts with a B and ends with an itch.
Yeah. It's mean. She's being mean. She's being mean. And she deserves to be called out for mean girl behavior, being mean to this, especially Chandler. This woman, young woman, who's coming on the show and is doing absolutely everything possible and is the best dancer. And I totally understand holding a trained dancer to a higher standard. I get that. But what she did last night, she could not have done any better.
No, she couldn't. She could not. It was like when Derek is like, oh, here's how a Viennese waltz looks, and does his like little classes, like for whatever reason, in the middle of the night. Like, what?
No, I just started thinking about Derek doing that dance in the middle of the night.
No, not in the middle of the night. Like, in the middle of Dancing with the Stars. He'll be like, here, let me show you what a Viennese waltz looks like, blah, blah, blah. And the troupe will come out and do it. Chandler could be there eating them up. Sorry, I said what I said. Love the troupe. No shade to them. But, like, she could be, she is on that level. Like, what are we talking about? And, like, her musicality. Like, she doesn't just get the steps right. She nails the entire performance from start to finish. All the teeny little nuances. Every rise and fall. Every head tilt. Every sway. She finishes her movements. She dances beautifully.
Yeah, and there have been weeks where I can see that. Like, there have been weeks where we've been like, yes, we want more from her. We want more from her. Like, there are weeks we've been able to see that. But
yes.
This just wasn't it. This wasn't her week where we didn't see it. And also, I mean, she felt a lot of pressure because she was very nervous. I think she only had one dance where everybody else had two. And I think, like, she didn't really see that as a major benefit because she only had kind of one shot to go out there, and she was going last. She very much had the best dance, I mean, I think. And yeah, she deserved a perfect score. She deserved that first perfect 30. I was prepared for her to get the first perfect 30 of the season, and it just didn't happen, and there's no reason that it shouldn't have.
No, it was unjust. Like, truly, honestly. And, like, here's the deal. I am totally at peace if the general population, like, or the people watching this show this season, I love so many of these people that are left. Basically all of them, honestly. Yeah. And, like, would genuinely be happy if 99% of them won. And if there are people out there who prefer Joey or Danny or Alona or Steven or Dwight or whoever over Chandler because she has danced in the past, that is totally fine with me. However, that does not mean that she should not get the scores that she deserves. She should still get scored accordingly based on her performance, and then the fan votes can be the deciding factor. This is so wrong. Whether or not you think she should win, you have to admit that this is incorrect.
Yes, I'm right there with you. Wrong.
It's literally Carrie Ann is judging how it feels to when tax time comes around. You're like, oh God, the IRS. Hey IRS, it's me, Katie. How much money do I owe you? And they're like, I don't know. It's a secret. I hope you get it right, because if you do, you'll be maybe a little bit richer. If you don't, you'll be in jail. Carrie Ann is like, oh, Chandler, you want to know how to get better? Well, got a secret. Can you keep it?
She's like, good luck guessing. Ha, ha, ha. Like, hold on. No, Carrie Ann is just showing her bias. She just doesn't want to score her high. She is
literally on a power trip. She's like, she's like
withholding it.
She like feels, I don't know if she feels intimidated or if she I don't know, but it is so yuck. It is so gross. It makes me so irrationally angry. Like, Brennan was trying to talk to me last night after the show, and I was just sitting in the bedroom in silence. And he's like, how was it? And I was like, I can't talk about it right now.
Bad.
It was bad. He was like, but I thought you liked it. And I was like, I can't. It's too much. Like,
justice.
The rage that I feel, justice for Chandler and Brandon. And shame on you, Carrie Ann. You should be embarrassed and ashamed, and you should issue an apology because you know what you did was wrong. Because I saw you ducking behind the little desk while Derek was like basically saying, don't listen to her.
Oh, quick guess here. How much money do you want to bet she offers Chandler a hug next week after she gives her a 10?
Oh my God. I would bet a large sum of money that she will.
Okay. I bet Chandler would be like, no, thank you. Like, if I was Chandler, I'd be like, no, thanks. Like, thanks, but
You
no,
know, you
thanks.
know where you can put that hug, Carrie Ann? Bend over and I'll show ya.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Anyway, night again. Okay. Okay, so after Chandler and Brandon, we had the dance offs, which we know that Chandler and Brandon had immunity from. So we had dance offs, and it started with Dwight versus Alona, last week's team captains. They had a cha cha to Ghostbusters.
Let's have a moment for Dwight in the cha cha pants.
I did not see those coming.
No, no, me neither. I thought Derek giving us the lesson on basically what not to wear in the ballroom. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that we would see it play out so immediately.
Who
But
knew?
I also liked their skeleton costumes. I thought it was really cute and fun. And then I was like disappointed for Alona and Alan, not because they looked bad, but I was like, well, they just look like they showed up here. Dwight and
Yeah.
Danny look intentional, like a
Yeah.
team.
Alona's dress just did not do it for her. It felt like it was leftovers, and it didn't really make sense for a cha-cha. It wasn't a big enough skirt to make a difference or a big enough fringe to make a difference. It was just tassels.
Yeah, and it was like they were like, "Oh, it's fringe," but it was like long, heavy, like you said, tassels. It wasn't fringe that moved well.
Right. No.
So I felt like that. Honestly, like it's literally crazy because Derek just taught us about how it makes a difference in your dance performance quality, what you wear, and we saw it play out right in front of our eyes. Like Dwight looked a little bit more impressive just based on the fact that he had the cha-cha pants on. I
Yeah.
think that again, I think part of it is that Alona was so in her own head, which how could you not be after everything that like went down to this point? But like I think that she was dancing really small at the beginning.
She had
Whereas
a lot of hiccups, lots of hiccups at the beginning.
and Dwight came out and in typical Dwight fashion, I don't know if he did what he was supposed to do or not, but he was out there doing it. He was giving it his all. He was selling it.
Yeah, he's the entertainer there. Dwight just had more energy. It's still a mess. Watching these dance offs is like, I don't know, it's like watching chaos.
I need like one eye on
Yeah.
each. I like it hurts my brain. Or like a split screen, maybe. Like I know it's technically a split screen, but like more
I need
somehow.
more. I need more somehow. Because a lot of times too, they'll just kind of like cover up the other couple and then they'll show you one at a time. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to know how this dance off's going if I'm only watching one of them?
Yeah, what's the other person doing? And then you think about it from a judging perspective. So one couple is right here, and the other couple is right here, all the way on the other side of the room behind this first couple.
Yeah.
How? How is that possible?
You can't fairly judge it. But whatever, they're the professionals. So Dwight and Daniela take the W here, which I expected, but it also made me sad again because I felt like Alona wasn't getting her flowers for the night. And she was only taking L's.
She took a lot of L's, and I feel like she didn't. A lot of people had comments with what the judges had to say because they did say that hers was a more technical cha cha, which I
Yeah.
agree with. But like we've said, like that doesn't necessarily make it a better performance as a whole. Just because you're getting the steps right doesn't mean that you're performing the best,
Yeah.
which
And
feels
she
weird to
wasn't.
say, but I mean it's true. It's kind of one of those fake it till you make it things. It's so true. And so I think they were trying to like make her feel better and give her some positive feedback. But unfortunately, they, I think,
Yeah.
gaslit her into her thinking she was going to win. And so when she didn't, she was like, you saw it. It was like she had been hit in the face with a sack of bricks. Like, she was just like,
Yeah. She could not win tonight. She
no,
just couldn't.
sometimes life be like that, honestly. But I
It
hated it
does.
for her, and I hope that this can, like, she can shake this off and move forward in the competition and, like, just leave this
Yeah.
in the past and not let it affect her, because I'm sure that was, like, mentally exhausting. You're like, awesome, just holding L's,
Another loss.
both hands.
But yeah, I mean, she has the popularity vote right now, I think. So
Yeah,
I think she's going to
definitely.
be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next dance off. Jen and Sasha versus Steven and Riley. They had a salsa, which both of them had not done before, to the song Jump in the Line.
I love this song. I love this song. Hey,
Great
guess what?
song.
When I was in the marching band, I was in a Disney parade and we played this song. So
Slay.
near and dear to my
Slay.
heart.
I
Um,
love that.
it was so distracting watching Steven try to do this with that makeup on.
Yeah. No.
It was
They also,
impossible.
I thought this dance off wins the chaotic award. It was so chaotic. They were both off. They were both off count. I still thought that Steven ate Jen up by a mile on this dance.
Yes, so did
Even though
I.
there was a lift that Steven did during it, and I thought it was Steven's best lift of the season. I'm like, okay, Steven, okay. But Jen, at one point I looked over and Jen was like, just like literally, Sasha just had her arms and she was just like sitting there, wasn't moving. And I thought, okay, again, I don't really know. I don't know how Jen pulled off the win here. I don't.
I don't either, because, actually, I bet I know what it was. It was the
She was
booty
closer.
bongos. It was the booty bongos. Sasha
The
whipped
booty-
that one out. That's a favorite of the judges, especially for a salsa. I mean, it hits. But no, I agree. She looked very lost. Steven wasn't dancing well, but at least it looked like he knew what he was supposed to be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Jen was not dancing well, but also was lost. So I was very surprised that she took the dub here, because it was just, I mean, neither was great. One was better, in my opinion, but
they definitely flipped a coin back there. They were like, we're going to toss the paddles, and whichever one is in my right hand is the winner. And that's where they went with that.
yeah.
But I'm so with you. Steven's makeup was the most distracting thing I've ever seen in my life during this.
And then, like, it was so weird because, like, Jen and Sasha come out and they're, like, in whatever costume they were wearing, like, zombie-ish, vampire-y, dead-ish, something. Like, scraps and whatever. And then Riley comes out. She's just a DWTS cheerleader. With some dead guy who looks like he's got paper mache all over him.
Again, they're like, let's just go to the back, see what we got. And cheerleader.
Oh, they were like, you got the bangs. Now, here you go. Your final test.
That's right. Okay. Next up, Joey and Jenna versus Danny and Whitney, which I will say I was excited for this. Jive to Time Warp.
Okay. We need to talk about the choreography thing.
We need to talk about how they had the exact same choreography for the first 2 8 counts.
Yes. Like, literally exactly the same.
Like,
down to the shirt rip. The shirt rip heard around the world.
I mean, the very beginning starts out the same. They do the exact same moves. One of them goes to the left, one goes to the right, but then the shirt rip happening at the exact same time. I'm thinking, okay, did y'all practice together?
Like, and if they did, that's fine. Like, I just need someone to, like, tell me, because that was too weird to be a coincidence, right?
Yeah, they need to address it. They need to address it with us. A jive, very difficult for a dance off. So I was kind of nervous. I'm thinking, okay, this is where we're really going to see the differences here between Joey and Danny. And I think you could see it. But I also still think that this was the best dance off. I think these two had the most content in their dances, and they both had good, solid dances. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think this is the first one where I was like, okay, there's a clear winner, or I think they got the winner right. However, I think had Danny gone against anybody else, he would have ate them up with the jive.
I don't think so. I think Danny has better jive feet than Joey does.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm surprised, because you hated his shout jive so much.
Whose? Danny's?
Joey's. When he did the jive, or maybe it was a quick step, to shout. And he had those big clonking feet, and
Oh my God.
he had those
Yes.
same feet. He had the same feet.
I didn't notice them as badly yesterday.
Well, it was hard because, one, you were in a blind rage, and and you would have picked anyone but Danny at that point. But
honestly, that's what it is. Let me read my notes. Oh, here's what I wrote. This is funny. The opening was the exact same. The dance is the exact same. I'm shocked by this. I only watched Whitney the whole time, so I'm a bad student. That's what my note says. I said Joey and Jenna win? ? Apparently, I'm remembering differently than my notes. So, whatever.
I just think it's so strange to me that, well, it also makes sense too, though, because like Danny being an athlete, being in sports, playing football, like you have to have, especially like as a receiver, you have to have good, like be quick on your feet. So it makes sense that he would be good at a jive, and because he's light on his feet. And I think that I think he ate Joey up. I think because the jive is all about the waist down. That's like the main point. And I think his waist down beat the shit out of Joey's waist down. And I like Joey, but as Jenna called him, his hobbit feet, they're not made for the jive.
That is so funny.
They're not made for the jive, and that's okay. But he won still, so I mean, okay, go off, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Good for you, Joey. Good for you. You win. You win the extra points. And
You
everybody else
win.
just, you win. Okay, so.
Everyone else, they were like, I hope you're hungry for nothing.
For nothing. And no points for you.
And none for Gretchen Wieners.
Bye. And then it seriously just pushed Alona so far to the bottom that I was like, this is so frustrating.
It was, but also, maybe I'm delusional, but for once in my life, I actually believe that she will be safe until the finale. Yeah. And possibly, like, honestly, with the fan votes, she could win, I feel. Like, I genuinely think that people could push her through because everyone loves her so much.
Right there with you. Okay, and last but not least, the worst part of the night, the real Halloween nightmare of the night, elimination. So we knew that even though Chandler and Brandon had immunity, it didn't really count towards them having elimination immunity. So anybody could have gone home. They also told us that we shattered the all-time voting record, which is insane.
Yeah, because everyone was pissed off and we were out there. I voted on my computer 10 times. I voted on my phone 10 times. I was distraught.
Yeah, so at this point, how did you feel? What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I started to get really nervous because I had seen, I want to say on TikTok all day, people were posting and being like, everyone listen, because you know how people like half listen to things.
Yeah.
Me included. They were like, y'all, Chandler does not have immunity from the elimination, only the dance off. Please still vote for her. And I was like, oh shit, people are going to think that she has immunity and they're not going to think to vote. Right. And so at that point, I was like, oh no, what if it is Chandler? Like, and this is from the very beginning. I just had that thought in the back of my brain after seeing so many people be like, reminder, still vote. She's not immune from going home. She's just immune from the dance off. So that was just like running through the back of my head. And I was like, oh shit. I honestly thought after how the night went, I thought that Jen's performances were the weakest. And so I thought it was either going to be her or Chandler if people didn't use all of their brain cells, which we know that that's a struggle, seeing as the two of us share one, to remember to vote for Chandler. Or I thought it could be Dwight just because he has simply been the least consistently strong in the competition. But I also think that he had a breakout dance last night, so I was like, oh, I don't know. So that was who I was thinking the bottom three probably were. Yeah. And I thought in my heart of hearts, I was like, I think Jen will probably go. Just because when someone has a breakthrough like Dwight did, you typically don't see them go home because they pull a lot of votes when that happens. What did you think?
So that's all. This is also when I started to panic because, we haven't really had a shocking elimination yet. Everything that has happened, we've kind of expected, or it has felt like we were expecting it to happen.
Yeah,
I,
everything so far has felt on par with what should be happening.
right. So I knew as soon as Dwight had his dance, I knew he wasn't going to go home, even though I think he was the most deserving of going home. No offense, Dwight, but that's the second dance you've hit and it's your seventh dance.
Right,
So,
just as looking at the competition overall, yes, he is the weakest.
but then when he got the 3 bonus points and had a great dance, I was like, well, Dwight's not going to go home. So then I thought I had this like freak out moment, complete freak out, and then texted Katie and was like, I think Steven's going home. Like it just hit me this weird feeling. I was also obviously not well, as most of you know.
She was like we went through a roller coaster of emotions from pure anger to just being 1,000% distraught to like dumbfounded. We went through it all. But she texted me, she's like, Steven's going home. And I was like, no, he's not. Because if there's one thing I know about this show, it is that Riley stans ride hard for their girl.
Yeah. Also, one more thing I meant to say. Last year, 9 people went to the Halloween night dance, okay? We only had 7 tonight. So I was really like, whoa, I'm scared.
The season is flying.
Flying. So I really didn't know. And then I just had this overall panic moment. I guess it was just anxiety manifesting itself because I just really, again, I'd be fine with any of these people. I need to be clear again. I would have been fine with any of these 7 making the finale. They're all that good to me. So I was nervous, thought it was Dwight's time, knew it wasn't his time tonight. But then when they called Jen, I felt this like, I don't know. I just felt sad because I don't know. I wasn't expecting anyone, I guess. So, okay. So let's go through the elimination. I'm so sorry. I just kind of spoiled it again. Spoiler alert. I always do that. Okay. Calling safe in this order. Dwight and Daniela safe first. Okay. Shocker. Then Danny and Whitney. Joey and Jenna. Alona and Al.
I started to freak out because I knew that Alona wasn't going to go home, but I thought that if they put her in the bottom 3, it was just going to like absolutely fry her like mental capacity because she had been through a roller coaster of emotions as well. And I was like, please don't do that to her again. Like, please. Like, we know she's not going home. And you could tell
she was already back there freaking out because she's not ready to go yet.
Right.
So Alona and Alan, they called safe. Thank you, God, for not torturing her. Okay, so then, while not necessarily the bottom 3, 2 of these following 3 are safe and 1 is going home. So our quote-unquote final 3 are Steven and Riley, Chandler and Brandon, and Jen and Sasha. And again, I'm telling you, I was thinking it was Steven this whole time. And Steven even looks at Riley and he's like talking to her and she's like shaking her head, no, no, no. And I think Steven in his head was like, I think it might be me. And Riley's like, it is not you. But at this point, I'm still thinking it's Steven. It's Steven. But then they call Jen and Sasha for our next couple going home.
Oh my God. And when they said Jen, it sounded like she said Chan at first. And like,
God.
Brandon, I think, thought that that's what she said as well. Because if you rewatch it, the look on his face, it looks like he has shat himself.
I need to go back and watch it, even though I went back and watched it today.
That laugh, I hated that. Anyway.
Well, I was like, I'm genuinely thinking about myself experiencing this last night and rewatching it again today. And I'm just not the same person I was last night. And I'm so thankful.
Me too. I was worried. Madeline was like, I literally cannot record tonight. And I was like, okay, no worries.
I texted Katie after
we'll run it back tomorrow.
I texted Katie after the Danny dance. I was like, you do not want to record with me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Nobody wants to hear this. Everyone would be like, whoa, I'm never listening to that podcast again. That Madeline chick, she's evil. She's mean. And I'd be like, yeah, I am. I'm evil now. I even texted Katie and was like, I'm moody tonight and I'm never moody. This is kind of fun. And she was like, stop. This is not fun. You are not yourself.
I was like, I'm not having fun. I'm scared. I was like, Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. I've known Madeline for so long, and I have never seen her just absolutely wild out like she was last night. Like, the rage was just absolutely unchecked. Like, she did not give a shit. She was like, I'm pissed and I don't care who knows.
Yeah, and so after the episode's over, I'm watching I'm in Mississippi right now, working remotely, living at my friend Lauren and John Lloyd's house, and I'm watching outside on their 86-inch TV. So it was a very exciting viewing experience. And then at the end, I'm decompressing outside for just 10 minutes in sheer silence. And their little girl comes outside and she just gives me a hug. She said, Mommy told me to come give you a hug. I'm like, thank you, because I needed this hug right now.
She was literally
needed it.
going through it. But that's why the episode is late. We appreciate your patience. Hopefully it's worth it. There was just so much to unpack. I know that this one has been long-winded, but next
You've got 2 weeks to watch it.
Yeah,
to listen to 2 weeks.
Yeah, so listen to it in bits and pieces, stretch it out, make it last a long time, because next week we have to deal with the bleak reality of American politics. Woo. But hey, get out, go vote, just vote, that TikTok sound. But like, seriously, get informed, pick whoever you think you want to be in charge, do whatever. Just get out and go vote, because it's your civic duty. I know we all vote regularly every Tuesday, but this time it's like a real thing, apparently, they're telling me. So
there's one election though that I prefer to vote in, and it's this one every Tuesday night, baby.
Hell yeah.
Every Tuesday night.
I know that my vote matters.
It really does. It really, really does.
But yeah, so we will miss you guys next week. But when we come back, it's going to be the 500th episode of Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, so I'm really excited to see what they do with that.
I have absolutely zero expectations. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope it's exciting and fun and we all have a great time, and Carrie Ann has a big long talk with somebody in charge who puts the fear of God in her to get her shit together, or her ass is grass and she'll never see this ballroom again. But hey, here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Because you know what? Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to go there. It's very
No, can't say it.
I was just going to say, I mean, the people were so vehemently strong in their opposition of how Tyra acted. And Carrie Ann was taking a page out of Tyra's book. And she was doing things that are not becoming of the show. And it takes away the show's credibility. And this show, if anything, this year, here's the other thing. Dancing with the Stars 2 years ago, I think Carrie Ann could have got away with that behavior and no one would have said anything about it. And we would have just been like, annoying, boo. But now a lot of eyes are on this show. This show is very popular now. It is gaining the popularity that we have always dreamed that it would get. And now she's on a much bigger stage and a much bigger platform. And we've seen what happens when you come on this show and you act a fool and then they want to take you off. And I don't know. I think she might be a little nervous. And I really think she's going to come out with some really kind of weird statement and apology here coming up soon. And I don't know. I hope she has something good for us.
What do you think her excuse is going to be? Sorry, guys. I accidentally took DayQuil, not sponsored, and NyQuil at the same time, and I was crazy.
I think it's just going to be something like, it was Halloween night. I was able to get into a character I wanted to be in. You don't like my scores? Well, guess what? Too bad. I saw things wrong with the dance and I didn't give it a 10. So get over it.
I won't tell you what, though, because I can't.
So yeah, so next week for the 500th episode, it's week 7, but it's the 8th episode. There's only 6 couples left. And we know last year we took 5 to the finale. So like, are we going to take 5? What are we going to do? I'm getting nervous. Are we going to have 5? Are there going to be 3 more episodes, or are there only 2 more episodes, or are there only 4 more episodes? Like, I just want to know. Tell me how many episodes we have left.
Yeah, because, man, back in the day, it did used to be just 3 for the finale.
Sure did.
And then we bumped it up to 4. And then last season, we bumped it up to 5. I want it to go back down to either 4 or 3. Because otherwise, this season will be over in 2, or I guess technically 3 weeks, but 2 more episodes.
You know what? I'm gonna start a change.org petition for 4. I think 4 is fair, and I think that's what we should do.
Okay, send me that link, or we'll put the link in our show notes so y'all know where to sign.
But let us know what you think. I mean, I really want to hear what people thought about Danny. I want to hear what people thought about Carrie Ann. craziness. I want to hear how many you think should go to the finale. I want to hear who's your winner. Tell us all in the comments.
Yes,
Let us
please.
know.
We love hearing from you guys. On TikTok, on Instagram, we have the same handle on Instagram at Talk Dirty Dancing to Me. In the Facebook group and in our comments on Spotify. Like, we seriously love hearing from you guys. You make it so fun. I mean, every week we would sit here and do this anyway and post it, even if we just listen to it ourselves. But it's so fun to have other people that enjoy listening and giving their feedback. So please comment, please follow us. We love you guys so much. If you're still here after this long episode, we appreciate it. We love you guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. I love that we told them to listen in bits and pieces at the very end of the episode when they've already listened to the whole bits and pieces. But thank you guys so much for listening and sticking with us. Cannot wait to find out what happens next. I'm so glad that we waited a day to record and that I could be more like myself this week. So.
Yes, trust me,
Thanks,
you guys.
Katie.
You guys are glad that we waited, but hey, a day late, not $1 short. It was worth it. Let me tell you.
Okay.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.